The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. We support the just pay and recognition of these comic creators, comic fam. Because comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live from the United States to Australia. This is the Not Near Mint Show. Welcome to the Not Near Mint Show. It is New Comic Book Wednesday, the 144th episode of our little show here. We've been going for about 3 years without any interruptions until last week. Last week, unfortunately, my internet went out, and because of that, we had to take a little bit of a hiatus. But we are back tonight, and it was a huge week last week. It was a huge week this week. I'm not going to be showing you all the books that came out last week because that would make it a 3-hour show. I picked up some awesome books. It was also my birthday last week, so I picked up some really good books. Lady Fantastic even sent me a book. It's just going to be a big episode tonight. We have Phillip Maira. He has a new book out, and we're going to be talking about that. It's called Purple Eyes, and well, why don't we just start the show? Hello, everybody, and let's say hi to Phillip.
Hi, Phillip.
Hi, everyone.
What's up, Phillip?
Great seeing everyone again.
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Good. Same old, same old. I'm very, very happy to be here. Appearance number 3 in about a year time.
That's kind of almost, no, it is a record. We
Once
haven't
every
had
year?
anybody on that many times.
You haven't had a
Not even-
repeater?
The only other people that we've had on that many times has maybe been the creators of Stray Dogs.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love them.
and Tony, yeah. They were.
Now I got a nemesis.
No, they're cool.
Maybe a nemesis in the same way that Mr. Nimbus is the nemesis of Rick Sanchez and Rick and Morty. I mean, some sexy fishy time is fun, but it is a little bit weird, and we love weird around here, and we don't kink shame. So, on that note, how has things been? How did Crackle go with the sales on that? And I noticed that the final story in that last volume of Crackle led into Purple Eyes. So why don't you tell people about how Crackle went and how that led into Purple Eyes?
Yeah, of course, Rob. So my last endeavor was for Crackle Volume 3, and that Kickstarter was highly successful. We had almost 250 backers, and it was somewhat of a smaller project, but from all the extremely positive feedback we got from that, and everyone got their books, and everyone's had their books for a couple months. I was kind of at a crossroads and trying to think of what should I do next. So should I pursue Crackle Volume 4, which is all the Crackles are anthologies where I write all the stories, and I've been fortunate enough to collaborate with creators from all over the world. So, at this point, after 3 volumes of Crackle, I've met so many fantastic, amazing artists and storytellers, and I could kind of do the easy path and pursue Crackle Volume 4 with some of the friends, and kind of like making stories is sometimes just like hanging out with best friends. We were just kind of just chatting with each other and creating something fantastic. But I was like, all right, well, the last story that we did in Crackle Volume 3, both in the book, and that was scripted last, and actually was the last one to be completed art wise, was Purple Eyes, and that's in Crackle Volume 3. And that story kind of lingered more into my head. And so the premise of that story was that 73 minutes before you die, your eyes turn a vibrant purple, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. That's just the way the world. It was similar. I always atone it to like the show The Leftovers, where it's our world, and then this event happened, and people are trying to reason what this event is, but then people are just trying to, I guess, endure mentally and psychologically from this event. And so that's similar to what this Purple Eyes premise was. was, and it was a grounded story between two siblings, like in a rural-esque area, and the parents are that you find out the father has passed, but the mother is just like out of town. So it's a very grounded story between two siblings, and that that has a strict beginning, middle, and end, a very succinct finale. But that premise, that like story prompt of you have 73 minutes to live, and there's this physical sort of story premise. This type of like physical predominant manifestation of almost like a ticking clock or representation of fate interests me. And you can do anything with it because in its essence it's a story prompt. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna try to do like a grand scale anthology, not one where I'm the sole writer, but one where I invite like all my friends in. As mentioned, I have so many collaborative, friends. We're not like, I don't consider, whenever I make stories, like I'm not working with someone. I'm collaborating. We're building something together. We're friends. So I mean, obviously I pay them. You always pay your artist, which I'll bounce back into later on today. Yeah, but yeah. So then I had open submissions for 6 weeks. I accumulated 185 pitches, and through those 185 pitches, I was like, all right. I looked at the budget. I'm like, all right, well, I can get a reasonable price, reasonable funding goal at Kickstarter if I do 12 stories. And then I read all the pitches from more fantastic creators that I had no idea existed, and their ideas and their premises. And when I had the open submissions, I didn't really have much of a limitation. I said, give me a Western, give me a musical, like for all intents and purposes. Like, you pick the genre. You can do something interesting within the very limited constraints of this timetable, and what do you think this world would actually be like? Then go for it. Just give me a pitch. Give me as many pitches as you can. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do 12 of these. That should get a pretty fat book, something with the spine. But after reading them and kind of seeing the scope of these ideas, I was like, all right, it has to be 18. It has to be these 18 stories that'll go in here. And yeah, it's just a huge mix of, there's a medical drama. There's 3 different stories about revenge, and one's a comedy, one's a petty revenge, and one is like a hardcore, like Taken, like a revenge, like a straight up like action film revenge story. There's a story of young love. There's a story of old love. There's just a few stories of just the quiet moments in life. There's 2 supernatural stories, and there's a story of a boxer, and it's just like there's everything meshed together well. When I finally had my huge spreadsheet and was seeing everything, that's why I got to that 18, because they're like everything fed off of each other. And yeah, I mean, one of the key things that we're doing within this anthology is, there's, you go to Kickstarter and you see and you go to the anthologies tab. There's a lot of anthologies that are based off of either public domain or like smashing up 2 public domain type of ideas, or you're just doing straight Westerns or straight sci-fi, like you're doing genres. And this one, as mentioned, is like a story prompt. So it's a little unique. And because of that premise and the kind of lack of limitations, and, we're going to do what we want. So one of the things that we want to give a little added bonus for the readers is we're trying to connect as much of these stories as possible, both narratively and like visually. So a couple of things we're doing as far as narratively is linking characters both through genealogy. So like the sibling, like the character in story 2 is the sibling of the character in story 8. And as far as visually goes, we're constantly coming up with ways to it's hard, but we're coming up with ways to like visually represent like characters that are in more than one story. And then you're focusing on different artistic styles and trying to figure out like key visual cues of characters, like between hair or clothing, but also setting. So like, like in like the 4th story, there'd be like a weird, strange looking building, and in like the 12th story, you see the same weird, strange looking building, but from a different angle, and you're just going, oh, that's just happening on the stories are happening at the same time, but on the other side of town. So yeah, we're meeting once a week to just really hammer home and come up with as much threads and fill it up, and make the world feel extremely lived in. Yeah, I feel like I've been rambling. Sorry about that.
No, not at all.
You best.
See, what I got from reading that very final portion of the last volume of Crackle is that this is a world where this has been happening for some time now. People have gotten used to this idea. It might not be something that they enjoy, but they appreciate the notion that you might not be around very much longer anymore, and it might be your best friend, your worst enemy, whoever it is. Would you try and use that last bit of time to embrace those people that you cared about much? Run out for revenge? I mean, there are so many directions you could take this. This is MacGuffin, the story. It's like Monkey Paw. You could take it in the sci-fi, horror, Western, any type of direction, even comedy, hell, if you wanted to, because, I mean, take a look at a clown that might want to have that last 73 minutes. He might go off as rocker. But what I did notice also is that you labeled this as Volume 1, and you received so many of these storylines that it sounds like this could go past Volume 1.
Yeah, very, very astute, Rob. So as soon as I narrowed it down to the ones that needed to go into this book, I was like, well, there's just so, like I mentioned, there's so many brilliant creators that, I as soon as this gets funded and everyone gets their book, I want to begin early planning for Volume 2 in early 2023.
Do we need to share links? No, you've got a fucking thing. Sorry.
You mean like this?
The ticker.
Or like this?
Boom, baby.
Sorry, I was kind of being dirt.
I'm a dirty little bird. I'm going to even drop this in the chat for all the people out there just to make sure that they get a chance to go take a look at this Kickstarter. And we're also going to do a quick share screen.
Yeah,
so
do that.
People at home can take a look.
Because I want to kind of get it too.
All right. So here we go. Bringing up the Kickstarter. Here it is. Now, with less than an hour.
Kickstarters take PayPal?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think
it did.
Nice. So I have a question. Why purple? Because purple is one of my favorite colors. That's a 2-part question. Why purple? And when everybody gets the purple eyes, is everyone dying the same way, or is it just like a prediction of like your death? Like this is just you're about to die and that's it.
Yeah. So the purple was just kind of like, there is no glorious response. It's just like, I kind of was like, oh, it'll just be purple.
I like purple, so it works for me. That's why I'm not tripping. I was just wondering if there was like a secret behind the color itself.
I'm colorblind. I see blue.
Yeah, that might just be like the color of the screen. Like in the print version, it's very predominantly purple. But yeah, it was just something that I knew that was an unnatural color that's pretty striking. But then, when with any idea, especially creative ideas, you're like, all right, well, this is what's going to be. And then you just keep exploring if it's a good idea or a bad idea. And so like I kept thinking, on the color spectrum, you have Roy G. Biv, and violet is all the way at the far end of one. So maybe that, I'm not that smart. Probably a high schooler can tell me what that really means. I just know it means that it has the shortest wavelength. But I really don't know what that means. But I mean that might be something. But yeah, as far as when someone has the purple eyes, it's not like and it's like almost like just a countdown almost. It's not like if this person has this shade of purple, then they're going to get like hit by a bus. If this person has this slightly more shade of purple, they'll have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Rob's going through the page right now. One of the key things is, so these are the preview pages from that original story from volume 3. And just as a heads up, these have black and white with a limited color palette. But that was the emotional and the artistic storytelling. Like, that's how we wanted to tell that individual.
I like there was a purpose behind it. I like it.
Yeah, and so for this book, it's going to be full color, and it'll be up to the discretion of the creative teams if they want to pursue this visual similarly, or if they just want to just do their own thing and rock and roll. And that's another thing. Like as my 4th anthology, I trust artists and storytellers. Like I'm not heavy-handed at all. Like I'm not being a super editor as far as dictating notes to every creative team and every step of the way. Like I trust everyone, our storytellers, and they're they know how to tell stories.
Well, like you were saying before, like you built a relationship with everybody. So first thing build a relationship is building trust and communication. Like that's key in whatever relationship that you're or deal that you're in. So I think that was really smart.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when it comes to like building an anthology.
Yeah, I mean we're all adults. Like we're all adults and creators. Like I don't want to belittle people and just giving them like I don't have to feel like I'm like the super boss or whatever. Like that just to me it's like silly. Like it just why would you have that large of a chip on your shoulder, like ego surge? Like just dude, we're an indie comic. Let's just do cool things.
Just make cool stuff and just be happy. Oh, that cover's clean. I love the cat.
Yeah, we're going through all the creator bios. It's kind of funny. So Alex here, he's not unfortunate. I sound like a jerk, but he's in Australia. So he unfortunately can't he can never get on top of our Zoom meetings because it's always at inopportune times because it is international. As you can kind of see, I put everyone's flags next to their name. So I try to have it so some of the European and the Asian creators can meet, at the same time as the North Americans. But Australia, unfortunately, does not have any leniency.
Hey, we'll have a meeting at 8:00 at night. Dude, that's 4 a.m. for me.
Yeah, just so much ridiculous talent like so that I had no idea existed. And one of the things that I'm always proud of between all my anthologies is giving younger creators, that doesn't have to be age-wise. I'm just saying like skills and career, giving them the opportunities for them to get their work like in print or just have their work, be funded and created. Because I mean, it's giving the opportunity and teaching the newer generation of creators like good practices. So you can show later after all this, but like one of the key things about this Kickstarter is, I mean, we are I'm not going to be shy from it, but we're asking for a lot of money. We're asking for 18 grand, which is quite a hefty goal. But the majority of that money is going to the creative teams, because one thing that is,
it's not just 3 people. It's a lot of people putting a lot of effort from all over the world coordinating to get this out into the hands of readers.
yeah, but the vital part is teaching and giving opportunities to these creators and giving them a fair page rate. It's not one of those, you do this because it's going to give you a stepping stone into, a popular book type of thing. It's like, no, like, you created this, you should get paid well for your work, because depending on whatever part of your artistic talent and skills are, you will most likely be spending 8 to 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours on a page or so. And it's just, I just don't understand anthologies that, charge or offer like 25 or 50 USD per page. And then
It's not sustainable to live on.
no. And you're asking the creators themselves to have ginormous sacrifices, and just to like have this feeling of glory. It's like, I'd rather have people get paid and get the glory as well, and have it being something that they're super proud of in the anthology. And like, I know there are, I am asking a lot of the creators if they would like to do this interlinking narrative and visual. But I also put up front in the pitches, I'm like, if this isn't your thing and you just want to tell a cool story within this world, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to give the opportunity of almost like I call it like a micro world building, which you can, throw all your ideas in your individual story, and a macro world building as far as, having fun with other creators and kind of just doing almost like a jam. But yeah, I mean, to kind of go back to one of your things that you mentioned, Rob, is like, this is volume 1. So volume 2, one of the things that we're playing with is, it might be a little bit more. I'm gonna say, so Sky Bergeron, he should be coming up next, or he'll be coming up soon. But Sky is doing a story of someone that dies of natural causes of old age. So yeah, you can see Sky right there. And Sky's young. I forget which university he's going to, but he's pursuing, he's pursuing a degree in sequential art, whatever that university calls it, but a comics bachelor's. So he has a story, someone at the end of their life dying naturally. And, a key part of that narrative is this person has a long-term pen pal, and we could not naturally figure out a way to tie in, the person has a pen pal for decades, and like, all right, well, who is it? And we couldn't naturally figure out a way to do it because all the other characters are in their 20s and 30s. And so, we talked a little bit about it, and Sky's like, well, then I'll just have to come back for volume 2. He's like, because I have a good idea of who that other person is and how those two know each other. And then that just kind of like, gets my brain going, because I know as soon as we bring we put this out into the world, we put all these connections in there, and then the reader is going to see the connections that we unintentionally put in there, or like unconsciously put in there. And then that's going to make us look way smarter than we actually are. So that's what we're looking for the next one too. We're just going to we're going to keep having these connections, trying to make it, as I said, as good of an experience as it can for the reader. Because ideally, you read the anthology over the weekend, and then maybe 2 weeks later you go and pick it up and read 1 or 2 ones that you liked, and then you kind of see what we placed in the story. And to my knowledge, I have not seen that in indie comics, at least. I'm trying to think of an example in mainstream comics, but at least I think it's something that's truly unique, and that's what all the creators and I are just super proud of what we've accomplished so far, and we just are excited to bring these stories to life and show everyone.
Yeah, and just seeing here that almost half of the money raised will be going to the creators is something great to see. The fact that you're promoting the other characters, or rather creators that are working on the book, is fantastic. I just had maybe the other day, maybe 2 days ago, somebody talking to me on Twitter. And I don't know why people try and constantly direct message me when I tell them just email not near mint, because too many people direct message me and I never look at it. But somebody tries getting at me directly by just replying to a post. Check out my Kickstarter, my Kickstarter, my Kickstarter, my Kickstarter. I go to take a look at their Kickstarter. They don't have anybody listed other than the writer that's working on the book. And judging by the amount of money that it costs to put out that particular Kickstarter, probably not paying the artist very much at all. So the fact that you're promoting these people with such great aplomb, it has to be very, very commendable. And I thank you very much for bringing this to the world with this new storyline, a new type of MacGuffin for people to come up with their own ideas. So maybe we could see it in volume 2 or 3, or for all we know, maybe even a TV series like Tales from the Crypt.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it does have that type of TV show type of premise of like a whole bunch of cold openings. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So we're coming up at about the 30-minute mark here, and we usually go into the little portion of our program that's called Comic Book Therapy. But we do want to give you the last word here, where people can find you. Do you have any convention appearances coming up now that people are going to conventions again? That's a little weird.
Yeah, at this point I don't. I got accepted again for Pro Pass for C2E. I'm in Chicago, so I got accepted for Pro Pass for C2E2. I don't know if I'm going. I might be going. It depends, with all the lack of vax and mask mandates. I'm gonna go on vacation 2 weeks after that, and I just, it depends. It depends how I feel. But at this point, nothing. No con appearances, at least. But yeah, I mean, I've just been super fortunate. I'm just so excited for these stories. I don't know how else I can put it. And the creators and I, and Rob kind of talked about just showing up, praising the creative team and letting people know about a creative team. One of the first posts that I did on social media was slowly start introducing all the creative teams. I was doing 2 a day, and then my schedule got busy, so I was doing 1 a day. But if you look through my social media feed, both on Instagram and Twitter, I have a long feed or long bunch of posts where it's individually shouting out each individual creator and their role and their previous work, because that's the creator. It baffles my mind if someone that doesn't list the full creative team. I don't understand it. I don't care if it's if it has small parts like editor, or I just did hidden background things like editor or flatter. Those that person helped create the thing that you are looking at. That I don't understand. And it's not like it's a movie when you sit there for 8 minutes and then you look all the things go. You're looking at at most 6 names stacked on top of each other, vertically. It's not a visually.
It's not a post-credit scene in a Marvel movie where we wait about 8 minutes to go, it's over.
So yeah, I mean, always shout out your creators. As far as shout out me, so yeah, Kickstarter's going live until June 15th.
I just pledged, man.
Much appreciated. But we have a couple fun things, you can get all 3 crackles all the previous Crackles, and so you get all 4 anthologies for a pretty cheap price, for about the price it costs to print everything. That's 250 pages of various stories. A lot. I think I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure like all of our drawn into the story tiers have been taken. We had 10 of them. We might pop up a few more to get the hype going.
I think that there is like one more left to be drawn into the story.
Yeah, I mean, we try keeping that low, so that price is only $100, which kind of sounds like a lot, but the book itself is $25. So really, you're paying $75, because sometimes I've seen Kickstarters where they do like $175, $200 for a tier like that, and we were like, no, like let's keep it grounded. We're not trying to just take money out of people's pockets. We want to give something tangible. But one of the key things that we're doing is some of the artists have offered up commissions, and the little twist that we have is that it's, the usual custom commissions, whatever movie, TV, manga, comic book character you prefer. But it'd be ink on paper, but the artist will add purple, and that's the only color they will choose. So like the idea is that you can have like the Green Goblin with the purple suit.
Marvel's been doing it with the black, white, and reds.
What?
Marvel's been doing it with the black, white, and reds.
Yeah, we just stole their idea.
I think you're doing a better idea with it, because out of all the stories told, my favorite one was by David Pepos and Kevin Eastman.
Oh, nice.
Well, that
Did
was
you see the all new, all different Avengers, or all new, all different Savage Avengers? Is written by Pepos.
I haven't read it yet, but I can't wait.
Sorry.
It goes to show that people that are working tirelessly in indie can go to work at Marvel, get paid nothing, and then they can go and work back in indie and get paid even that much more money, and then do a Substack where they can charge outrageously large sums of money, and then really get their career going, I think.
It was really funny because it's like I didn't have a clue who he was, but I had a copy of Spencer and Locke, and I liked that book a lot. And I was just like, he was like, "Yeah, I wrote that." I was like, "You wrote that?"
I still need to read that. It's such a good series.
It's great.
I jumped on board with Scout's Honor and was hooked ever
since.
I
love Scout's Honor. That was a great series. That's what sold me on him.
So it's fun to fangirl out, and I'm glad that I just pledged, and I'm really excited, and I hope you meet your little thing, because I want to read the thing, and there's lots of things, things.
Yeah, so
all the things.
For people out there, if you are unsure if this is the kind of series you want, I'll title it this way. The subtitle to Purple Eyes should be Oscar-winning movie, the comic book, because if you only have 73 minutes left to live, you're going to put together an Oscar-winning performance.
Well, and it says that, if they don't meet their pledge, your card's only going to be charged if they meet the pledge. So, it's pretty upfront, and that's ethical, says Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty.
And I should note, like, as I was talking about paying your artists, I've told the artists and all the creators, like, if you wish to work on some of this stuff early, that up to your discretion. If you get something complete, whether even if it's character sketches, I can add it to the the Kickstarter page. But I don't expect anyone to start working on this until we get the funds from Kickstarter, because that's, like I said, that's how I feel. Like, if you're doing work, you should get paid. So if I'm not paying you because I haven't been paid because of the, I consider Kickstarter almost like a pre-order system. So if the pre-order money and like the funding money hasn't reached my bank account, so I can just quickly send it to everyone, an hour later, then I don't expect you to work, because that's ridiculous. Like I can kind of rant a little bit, but yeah, I had two of my buddies did a story for an anthology that I will not name, but I'll be kind of vague about. But the Kickstarter did not go through, and they completed their work, and they were not getting paid for it. And the person that was curating that anthology refused to give them the rights back to their work, even when they're like, dude, we just want, like, it was vague enough where they can reuse it and without like limited changes. And the guy's like, no. And I forget, they had to work out a deal, but they were very vocal in their Discord that the main guy wasn't giving back their rights. And so it was all this fiasco. Like, it's nothing I would have personally done. It's not like a caution story for me, but it's just more of a caution story. Like, oh, there are horrible people out there that would do that.
Oh, we know already.
Go ahead, Lady.
Sorry. Give them the last couple of days.
Something I can correlate this to. No, go ahead. I don't know if y'all heard, but Seth Green, you know him on Family Guy as Brian and being in a ton of 80s movies, he bought this NFT of a bored ape that he was planning on doing a TV series with. And it was a collection of these JPEGs that somehow got stolen from a fishing expedition on his email. So somebody stole these NFTs, and with an NFT, if you wind up stealing it, you don't just steal the artwork, you steal the property rights. He had something in development where he was planning on turning this into a TV show. Now that it's not in his possession anymore, it's great. He has scripts and everything, but it can't go anywhere. But I kind of think in the end, if you wind up creating something for somebody else and it winds up going tits up, it should revert back to the creator. I know that things don't go well for some people or companies, but give things back to who it belongs to, especially if they put their hard work into it. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
New comics.
New comics. We're going to move on to that. Did you pick up any new comics this week? And if you are, we're going to move into comic therapy. Kitty, stop attacking my comics.
All right, I didn't pick up any new. I didn't go today, but I would tell you what I would have picked up.
Tell us what you would have picked up.
I think the new saga came out today, so I would have picked that up. So my buddy Doug Wood, his book from Scout. Pretty sure it's Source. Is it Scout or Source? I think it's Source Point. Never mind. His book from Source Point Press. Ultramax came out. It was first on a Kickstarter, so that's why I have this book. But I think it's 5 issues. It's going to be.
Whoa!
Look at that, serendipitous.
Very cool.
So I would have picked that up to give him some support. Even though I have the book, just gotta help out my friends. Like, get those. I mean, for me, if it's something I know I'm gonna really like, then I'll get it as the individual floppies. But I won't read it until I have everything. But I only do that because I know it helps the sales numbers. Like, I could, in theory, trade weight, and then usually the trade has maybe some cool back matter in it, and it's also in one physical format. But yeah, it's like I'd rather help out the creators because the floppy sales are what kind of drives the floppy sales for like issue 1 and 2 kind of have the shops determine and the publishers figure out how much the print run's going to be for the final end of it. So yeah, I get that. And then yesterday I backed the Kickstarter for Amber Door, my buddy Frankie White, who's been on here a couple times, and his collaborator Bailey. Their book, which is they're doing a fast, quick Kickstarter. They're only doing 14 days. And I haven't checked Twitter in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they're funded. They were $100 away like 2 hours ago. So I'd be shocked if they were not funded already. Because they're both of them are fantastic creators.
Sweet.
And that's all I got.
All right.
All right, so I guess is everybody else ready to show some comics? And Philip, if you want, you can stick around. We're probably only going to go a little over an hour today, and let's see what we got. Y'all ready?
Yeah, Kirk.
Here we go.
Do it.
Kirk, did you get anything?
Oh no, I didn't pick up anything today.
Close. Almost there. Here we go. Comic therapy.
I'm going to get what I want.
Christ. Comic books. Comic books. Comic books.
Oh my god.
Comic books.
Let's get some.
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 Comic books! I'll never get tired of that, but I do need to create some new ones. Okay, so who wants to go first? What'd y'all pick up, lady?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna show you a few books. I only picked up like 3 books today, but first I want to show you. I picked up this at McKay's, X-Men Red #1 variant. I really love Storm. And then here's another variant of the X-Men one, just badass. And then today X-Men Red 2 came out, so I grabbed that. And I'm excited to check it out.
They're doing the whole X-Men Red thing again.
Yeah, and now Ewing's writing, and like Storm's the boss.
Damn.
I know I said no more mutants, but if Neil Ewing's writing it,
Dude, I
I'm
can't.
picking it up.
I can't not. These I already had, but like one I had gotten in the mail recently, but Captain Carter 1.
It's so good even Miss Kitty wants to look at it.
Yeah, and then got the design variant.
Woo.
And then I got the second print.
I still need that.
And then I got these I found at McKay's. They had them for like $1.25 each.
Nice.
So much better than paying $3.99. Now this one I think I ordered, but it was the variant to #2.
That's probably the best one I've seen besides the second print.
It's pretty fly, isn't it, dude?
Yeah.
It's very James Bondish or something.
I prefer the B covers.
And then I picked this up. They only had one issue left, and it was this one. So
damn, you went ham on the card.
Michael, don't make X-Men take Phillip's idea.
Also, I picked up this as a badass Alex Ross 25th anniversary variant of Doctor Strange 20, and I had to grab it. It's just so fly. And then I found another second print variant of Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, yeah, I love that.
#7. So this is Alex Ross as well.
And look at Biggie over here saying, "Look at that bullshit." This is not bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It is all the bullshit. He doesn't like it because it's a girl. But anyways, this is I actually got this off Mercari, and they threw this in Miss Marvel #3. I will take this bullshit all day long. Yeah, Beyond the Limit, love it. Kamala.
Karen.
Yeah, Karen. And then this came in the mail today. Super pumped.
Oh, I love it. That's
hell yeah.
It's Jeff the Landshark. So pretty pumped about that. West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, I have that.
And then
one.
I found this at McKay's for like a buck or $1.25 or something. So She-Hulk 3. And then I found this there. They had Dark Hole Blade #1. I thought was pretty cool. And then also a Captain Marvel 37. I need to get a 36, and then I should be all caught up. But yeah, that's basically it. That's my little chunky chunk. I've gotten a bunch of other stuff, but it's just like Friday. So
yeah, we can save it for then.
Yeah. On to you, buddy.
All right, since I am the only person left that has some comics, here we go. So just to let everybody know where I get my comic books at, it's a little place called Frank's Comics or Max Comics or Miami Fresh Comics. But if you try and go to look him up, you'll probably find him best at a place called Miami Fresh Comics. And I'm trying to find where I have all that. Okay, so here we go. His Instagram is over at Miami Fresh Comics, and he does a claim sale usually on Thursdays, but now he will be doing it Saturday around 4 o'clock. So take a look midday around 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and he should be doing it. This is where I get most of my comics, and today you're going to be able to see some of them. So here we go. This is what came out today, along with a few pickups from last week. So we're going to start with the independents with Buffy. It's not Buffy. It's just the Vampire Slayer, but it is a Francavilla cover.
That's just super cool. I like it.
And it's got the shiny on the eyes.
Yeah. Is it Buffy though?
I don't think it's Buffy. I think it's the
Not
next
associated.
generation, and they've done it before. Now, this I was looking forward to coming out about a year ago, and it finally dropped today.
Oh, interesting.
Dark Interlude, issue number 4. There's only of this, and then I think that ties it up. This is a sequel to Fearscape that came out about maybe 6 or 7 years ago or so.
Yeah.
Department of Truth rolling around with its storyline, with Nixon kind of getting involved with the Department of Truth. I'm looking forward to that storyline. New Burn, another Chip Zdarsky product that came out today from Image. I'm about 3 issues behind, but I will get caught up. Of course, I got to get my saga in, because anything written by Brian K. Vaughan is worth picking up, even if it's a 3-year hiatus. It's still worth it. Something Is Killing the Children only went on a few-month hiatus, and it dropped the first issue tragically and tremendously. But it's back. Something Is Killing the Children, and it's not Ted Cruz or Tucker Carlson. But it's kind of a little bit more like, let's just keep poking at that frog there going, do domestic terrorism. To domestic terrorism.
Oh my God.
Still water, because we're still living in a very still country. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a new first appearance in it, but I can't remember the name. I think it's Sugaroff. Should be interesting. I've been digging the storyline. I just picked up the first 51 or so issues. Love TMNT. So much so I got the B cover. Next up is Doug Wood has a new book. We were just talking about this. From Source Point Press is issue number 1, Ultramax. All right, here we go to the DC Comics, and we're going to start with Action Comics, issue 1043. This thing has been kind of blowing up at some of the comic shops. There's some new Mongol, but if you've been reading the storyline here, each subsequent generation of Mongol is just stronger than the last one and kills his daddy, and then he rules. It's kind of like, Greeks.
My LCS has a shit ton of Future State stuff in.
Future State was fun when it started, and kind of like the new 52. We're just kind of waiting for it to finish. Batman Fortress number 1. The only critique I've really been hearing about this is that Batman doesn't turn into a fortress.
I wouldn't mind getting the Yara Flora one.
That's worth getting. It's a good storyline, and I would even pick up Nubia if you can.
I don't know if
This is not Batgirl, but this is a White Knight, issue number 3 of Batman. This is the alternate B cover. And it's Batgirl, so I had to get the B cover. Otherwise, I was doing mostly the A's. Now, here's something for anybody that's reading the DC versus Vampire storyline. This issue, do not read this week. Why? This spoils the shit out of the last issue, which comes out next week.
That's weird.
It just lets me know that DC is having some shipping issues, and that just tells me that I don't expect anything to come out when it's supposed to. Derek Chu variant on Deathstroke, issue number 9. That is so pretty, seeing the daughter of Deathstroke Ravager. Yeah, we know Rob always buying some bullshit. But at least them bullshit are long-running, full runs.
I didn't see any spawns.
I don't have any spawns because I'm not showing those anymore.
Oh, we've shamed you into not showing them.
Shame me into not showing.
Bless your heart.
But you haven't, bless my heart, but you haven't shamed me yet into not showing any more Detective Comics. But I really should be jumping off of Detective, since I haven't read it since Arkham Knight showed up in like issue 1000.
Oh, Lord.
This has been some pretty cool stuff. I don't know if there's going to be an issue 13. Hey, Biggie, if you like your Spawn, I'll trade you a full long box of nothing but Spawn and the new shit for like, stuff I actually give a shit about, which you'll see later in my Marvel stuff. All right, here is Green Lantern issue number 12. This is the second print. This is the one that features, this is John Stewart becoming the new Emerald Knight, which he's going to take over a new Green Lantern series. So that is a book to have. Robin 14, I've just been digging the storyline, even though they just kind of murdered the shit out of Respawn. And Respawn was kind of an interesting character. Oh, well. This is a Gist, G-I-S-T. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but this guy does some fire freaking covers here. The detail that he puts into these bodies and the backgrounds, this guy is a man to be paying attention to. Next up, this isn't my favorite cover of all these Task Force X's that have been coming out. And the best way I can correlate this to is if you ever watch the TV show Fringe, it was a fun little show, but I only started watching it about the second or third season when they introduced this woman that is from another alternate dimension, and she's like the bad guy. And I was enthralled. I loved what was going on. Then I went to go back to watch the beginning of it, and I really wish I didn't. That's kind of how I feel about Task Force X. If you pick it up in the middle, it's a lot of fun. But I tried going back to read the first issue that I did pick up and went, maybe I should just keep it halfway through. Amazing Spider-Man, Volume 10, Issue 2. I haven't read it yet. I haven't read the first issue yet either, but I will. But I won't comment on rebooting things a million times until I read it. But I love this Baldera. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Cover. This is just really pretty looking.
Yeah, it was super cute.
All right, so these are some of the back issues that I got from last week from Miami Fresh Comics. Do check out Miami Fresh Comics over on Instagram. Hey, take a look at this. This is Avengers issue number 30.
Very nice.
You might also notice, since
nice,
you see this Avengers 31. Oh, but I don't have a 32 in a stack because I put it over in front of that box right there. But it's a really nice copy, and you can see a picture of it on Instagram. Oh, wait, no, I put it... the X-Men one's back up there. Okay, here's issue number 32.
I love it.
Yeah, it's the 53 that's up there right now.
Yeah, that's the 53. You're right. Only long box I want to see is a recycling box.
He's just busting your chops.
But he's right. He's totally right. Hey,
I love
Whiplash. X-Men 1. I don't have X-Men 1. But I do have this.
The Black Knight. Your copy's way better than mine.
It's really pretty.
Is it?
God, I did not see that.
It has a chunk.
Chunk. There's like two. There's a couple there.
Yeah, I didn't see though. I don't.
You think that chunk is bad? Wait till you see this. This I also picked up.
Damn, that
looks so pretty, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
What's wrong?
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
It's not that. Yeah, you should see my my first Grim Reaper.
Oh, that's in here too.
Oh, I need to get a better copy.
So here's issue 50 of Avengers. And this was
Hercules
all picked
cover.
up. Yeah, all of these were picked up last week. Here's Avengers 52.
That's a beautiful yellow cover.
And guess what? No highlighter.
Hey, what's up, Comic Tom?
Whoa, we actually have Comic Tom in here tonight.
No
Hey, man.
Oh, that's a beautiful book, man.
This is First M'Baku. This one I actually got a few
I
weeks
need
ago.
that book, dude.
But it was in the stack that was right back there. So since it's the last couple months or so.
You know, Jungle Action number 5 is a reprint of Avengers 62.
Is that Hawkeye as Goliath?
That it is, with his bare midriff showing. All right, this is one that just came out this week, so you know it's not like hot blowing up kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
that is a great cover.
Is that
I love it.
Who did the cover?
I think it's Dodderman, but I could be
Doderman. I
wrong.
fucking love Russell.
No, it's Garon.
Who?
Gareth.
The
Okay.
best of both worlds.
There you go. All right. Now, the next book is a birthday present from Lady Fantastic.
Oh shit, she's a bitch.
It's probably my favorite thing I got for my birthday. And I got a new computer for my birthday.
Oh!
Because all I want in life are comics.
That's a clean
It's
cover.
pretty nice, man.
Now all I need is like a 105, 108, 114, 115, 119, and just a smattering in the hundreds, and that's it. I'm
I
clear.
tried to find you a halfway pretty one.
You found a great one. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's
happy
a white cover,
birthday.
too.
It was so worth it. But I went and got some more Captain America. This is one that I
Oh,
was
nice.
missing.
I love that
Very
picture.
nice. Power to the people.
What's
She
up,
is.
Aaron?
I didn't realize what this was when I picked it up because this isn't listed in Key Collector. This is the first time that Peggy Carter is revealed as the sister of Sharon Carter. Now,
think-
in the prior issue right before this, 161, it's the first time that Peggy Carter appears on a cover
Yeah.
in cameo, though, because her head is turned.
I think
And it
though
looks like
she's
her. But this is her second full appearance in there, so kind of cool. Here is Captain Carter issue 3 that came out today.
oh
That's a
damn, that one's
beautiful
great.
cover.
I guess this is more of that bullshit that Biggie's talking about.
I wish my LCS had that cover.
But hey, I'm a Captain Carter fan, so much so that for my birthday I got this.
You turd nuggy. That one's beautiful.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
awesome.
And I got it right after the movie came out when the prices were crashing because people went, yeah, it should be half off, right? Oh, wait, no, they're coming back with the TV show? Well, sometimes you can't always be a Deathstalker
Oh, that's such a great one too.
with frickin' Man-Thing.
Yes.
Yes, please.
I want a Hulk
Yeah.
197 since Dan showed his.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dang.
When he showed those,
He
of
showed
course,
some
I went looking
bangers.
for those this week. Because as much as I
Exactly.
like top 10 lists, I don't want to pay top 10 prices. I want to pick up what I want to pick up. Unfortunately, this isn't one of them.
Dude, my LCS had one issue that, and it was busted the F up. Yes, I didn't
Yeah.
want it because it had so much spine damage.
So I
That's
don't
a
know what
black
it is
cover,
about the
too,
book.
or-
I'm sure that this is a very well written issue. As Chip Zdarsky, he's my favorite writer right now over at Marvel. But holy shit, the printing paper on this is garbage. It started flaking off. I don't have comics that are new flake off, but you can
That's
see
not
like right
cool.
here,
Marvel,
it's chipped right off.
get your shit together.
This came out 40 years ago, and this isn't
And
doing
it's
it
still
there.
banging. The hell? Sure, it's got lead in it. Sure, we're gonna die of radioactivity and
It's
shit.
got radon in it.
Just to let y'all know, I am paying attention to what's going on in Russia, and we could be at nuclear war at any time where they erase the East Coast and the West Coast. And the positives, I try and look at the
All
positives.
right,
We'll
one
be
of
able
the
to get an
biggest.
X-Men one for $100, but chances are it'll be irradiated. Unlike AF-15, where you get bit by a radioactive spider and you get superpowers, you pick up a radioactive AF-15, you just die. Here's Fantastic Four number 107, first Janus. I didn't even know.
Oh, I want that.
Ugh.
It was just one of the missing issues in my Fantastic Four run, so I'm very happy to pick that up today. But the biggest thing I am so happy to pick up today, when I saw it in the box, I just casually went, huh. Put it face down because I knew if somebody else saw that or peeked over my shoulder, I'm going to lose that. So the book that I picked up, I have its first appearance. I picked it up back when this show was first beginning, when somebody took the book itself, took a piece of cardboard, stuck it, and then just taped it to the cardboard, put it in a manila envelope, and sent it to me. It's an 8.5 Marvel Spotlight 5. So this one feels better that it's only in maybe a 5.0.
Damn.
Sexy.
Hey, Comic Tom, what do you think? Am I picking up good books enough?
I think he's probably just jumped to
He's
another.
probably gone. I would too. All right. So next up, oh yeah, here are a couple of the other books that I picked up. I forgot about this. Daredevil number 7.
Oh, damn,
Beautiful.
That's a great cover.
This is the first time that you have Daredevil appearing in the book in his red outfit. I was given this by my parents initially back when I was about maybe 10, 11, or 12 years old, and I either traded it or sold it. It was a dumb decision, but I rectified it just recently for my 43rd birthday. Thank you, Mom, wherever you are.
So that still feels like the golden age Namor. The art on it.
It's still silver because it's 12 center.
I know, but like it's got that feel. It's still got that kind of golden feel.
It's because Namor's been around so long. Anytime you see Namor in an old book, you just automatically think it's from the 40s or 50s. I would too.
Sure.
Hey, here's the first appearance of Franklin Richards.
Loves it.
And some guy, an analyst.
A nihilist! I read that book.
All right. Hulk issue number 7, the regular cover. This is Banner of War. I've been hearing really good things about it. I haven't started reading the latest storyline in Hulk and Thor yet, so I'm looking forward to it. Here is the J. Scott Campbell cover of Hulk issue number 7. Really pretty. I think it's.
I almost picked that up today, and then I said, "Fuck you, Donny Cates. I'm done."
Sorry. But hey, guess what series I just finished after getting the first 5 issues over the last year?
Oh. Yes, I
you,
saw
lady. And thank you, because when I blame you for this stuff, because I get really cool shit, so I thank you.
What did I do?
You finished Long Shot before I did to make me go, I really got to work on my Long Shot.
Oh, you're welcome.
This was another good pickup today. This is a back issue. This is
that's great pickup, dude.
$15. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, boy.
All day
And
long.
Planet Arizona, I hope you have fun. I just went to one this at the end of April, and I had a great time, man. It was so fun. It's just good to get out and to, be a kid.
Yeah. I used to go to them all the time, and if you go to them all the time, like anything else, you can get tired and worn out of doing anything over and over. If you love steak, if you have it every single day, you're not going to like it as much. If you love cake and you have it every day, you're not going to like it as much. Same thing with comic conventions, so do anything sparingly, and it will still be awesome.
Still never been to one.
Oh, this is the second print of Moon Knight issue 11, and we're back to the shitty paper stock again because...
No, it's a second print of issue 10.
Yeah. It's the first Winter Soldier, Winter Gamer... Master Winner. I don't know. It's some weird name. Winner. The only winner is Marvel because they got me to buy it twice.
That one had some piss poor paint color rub shit too. Ink issues.
That's annoying. It's a good thing that I also got the white cover with the AAPI.
I almost bought that one. That's Atlas, right?
Yep.
But then I was just like, fuck you, Moon Knight. I don't know. I was just kind of in a grumpy mood.
All right. I don't know if anyone else thinks this is a key. I think it's a key. This is the story of the first time that the Punisher killed anyone. It was back when he was a kid. I cannot wait to read this. I'm sure it will be good. It is Jason Aaron. Next up, I probably won't get a chance to read these. And I'm just seeing news report in Boston Celtics defeat the Miami Heat 93-80. I guess Miami's out, but I don't care because I'm not a sports nerd or a sports hole. And what's a sports hole? It's like an asshole, but for sports.
Oh.
Spider-Man 2099 Exodus. I don't know if I'll be reading this because Winter Soldier 2090. Winter Soldier was a product of the Cold War. Shouldn't exist. But so much so that it shouldn't exist that I bought another copy.
Oh my God.
Something's wrong with me. Please help me.
Mm-hmm.
Even more things that are wrong with me. I picked this up today. It's another X-Men title.
Oh my God.
And last X-Men title and last book. I've been redoing all of my mutants because no more mutants. I'm putting them all in separate boxes because there's just too much of it. But I did notice there was a hole, and this was one of them, and it came out a couple weeks ago. Now I have the full run. That's everything that came out this week, ladies and gentlemen, and NBs and apes and aliens and everybody in between. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Not Near Mint. We're going to throw it around the room to see last thoughts. Anything going on in the next week where people can find anybody, where people can watch you?
This Friday, you and I, maybe Dan, will be going live, and then Saturday on Southerns, we're gonna probably do a little auction. But other than that, just chilling.
Chilling's good with me. Kurt?
Nothing this week. This past Monday, though, I had a show on Hood Rat Comics channel. The Monday Comic Book Jive. We were just talking about speculation stuff and comic economics, I like to call it, I suppose. And then Dan does his great 30-minute spiels on whatever he does research on, and it's gold. So if you haven't watched it, just
I tell people to watch the show for you, but watch it for Dan De La Torre because you learn something.
I watch
every
it for
single
Dan.
time.
And he's
What's
a
this
professional.
called? Let me write it down.
This is
the
Hood
Monday-
Rat Comics specifically. His name is Dan De La Torre. I'm sure you can find him on Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, he's on Instagram.
We're going to have him on this show soon enough just to have him talk to the audience about all the stuff he knows. He makes the stuff I know look like this much.
I think he's, like I said, this Friday, I think he's going to go live with us, Rob.
Looking forward. So, Phillip, anything else you want to leave the audience with?
No, nothing fancy. Like I said, Kickstarter's live until June 15th. Either Purple Eyes on Kickstarter or just I made a URL, purpleeyescomic.com. One of the kind of funny things that I was playing around with was I tried typing the word die, just DIE, into Kickstarter, and the top results were me and the Kieran Gillian's Die of RPG. So I was like, oh, there must be a correlation there. It's like, no. those things are doing gangbusters.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, otherwise, next episode that we're going to be having will be a community episode, and that's going to be episode 145 next week. We're going to hopefully have on Ace. Hopefully, we'll be back. Otherwise, we miss you. We love you all. Thank you all for returning to watch another episode. Phillip, thank you so much for returning for the third time. We hope to have you back on for a
time. And then, you got to support your local comic shop.
Mm-hmm.
Go support your LCS.
They're blowing you up for that. And where'd you get that shirt?
Cape and Cowl was having it. They were posting about it during the pandemic, or like the height of the pandemic, because they were physically open. And I've never been to Cape and Cowl, any location. So I just was like, all right, give these guys $25. It'll help them out.
I would absolutely wear that.
I wear it all the time. It's a lot darker color. I've been wearing it like at least once a week since I got it.
Yeah, people watching the show would think that I would wear nothing else but shirts and ties like this, but no, I'm wearing mostly like that. This is just because I'm lazy and I don't feel like changing after I'm bag board. Hey, Rob, you ready to jump onto the stream? Holy shit, I got to finish bagging board. Okay, 5 minutes, let's go. And we're ready. Hi, everybody. That's where we are now. So thank you all for watching another episode of Not Near Mint. Next episode is the community episode, and we will be making appearances elsewhere. And read your comics. We love you all so much, and we will see you next time. Thank you all.
Peace out,
Love
y'all.
you. Good night.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell